Dear students, today we are going to discuss about the topic progesterone and antagonist. We have already covered the estrogen and its antagonist. So just like estrogen, progesterone is also the female sex hormone. In this lecture, we are going to cover this content, that what are the natural and what are the synthetic progesterone, then action of progesterone on various systems, then mechanism of action, pharmacokinetics and adverse effects of the progesterone, various preparations available in the market of the progesterone and their doses, then a very important topic, that is the uses of progesterone. Then just like anti-estrogen, we have anti-progestin, okay, and that drug is mifepristone. While just like the SERM, that is a selective estrogen receptor modulator, we have selective progesterone receptor modulator, and the drug, one of the important drug is ulipristal. So we are going to cover this in the entire lecture. The natural progestin. Progestin or progesterone, meaning of is it favoring the pregnancy. The hormone which favors the pregnancy. So progesterone is a hormone which is responsible for sustaining and maintenance of the pregnancy. Progesterone itself is a 21 carbon steroid which is a natural progestin, and it is derived from the cholesterol. So just like estrogen, progesterone is also synthesized from the cholesterol. Progesterone is secreted by corpus luteum in the latter half of the menstrual cycle under the influence of LH. Here we can compare it with estrogen. Estrogen is mainly secreted by Graafian follicle and in a higher quantity in the first half of menstrual cycle under the influence of FSH. Why? Unlike it, the progesterone is secreted by corpus luteum 10 to 20 milligram per day and under the influence of LH. Its production declines a few days before the next menstrual flow. In other words, progesterone withdrawal is responsible for the menstrual bleeding rather than the estrogen withdrawal. However, if fertilization occurs and the blastocyst gets implanted SCG, that is a human chorionic gonadotropin, it sustains the corpus luteum in early pregnancy till the placenta starts functioning and take over the function of the corpus luteum for the secretion of estrogen and progesterone. After that, the placenta starts secreting the lots of estrogen and progesterone from second trimester till the term, okay, means till the delivery occurs. Men also produces 1 to 5 milligram of the progesterone per day from adrenal gland and from the testis, but the role is unknown in the male of the progesterone. Now coming to the synthetic progesterone. So just like natural progesterone, there are certain shortcomings, that they are inactivated in the liver because of high phosphorus metabolism. So cannot be given by oral route, okay, except some micronized formulations which are available. Okay. Synthetic progesterone, now they can be divided depending upon their chemical structure by into two types, either progesterone derivatives which are having the 21 carbon atom, or 19 non testosterone derivatives which are called esters having 18 carbon atom. You can see this progesterone having 21 carbon, okay, and 19 non testosterone derivatives, sorry, which are also called esters having 18 carbon atom. Okay. This slide is very important of synthetic progesterone. Okay, so just like we discussed earlier, there are progesterone derivatives having 21 carbon and 19 not testosterone derivative which are having the 18 carbon. In 19 not testosterone, also there are the older 19 not testosterone derivative and the newer ones. Okay. Now we will see the differences in the next slide, but just I will first read the names of these drugs. Progesterone derivatives: medroxyprogesterone acetate, megestrol acetate, dydrogesterone, hydroxyprogesterone caproate. Okay. And in this compound, one of the newer compound has been added. The name is nomegestrol acetate. Okay. So as we discussed, these are the difficult names, just like estrogenic. You have to read them thrice or 4 times. Okay. And in 19 non-testosterone derivatives, the older compounds, they are called estrane, while newer compounds are called gonanes. So first I will read the name of estrane, norethindrone, or it is also called as a norethisterone. Norethisterone is a quite popular name as compared to norethindrone. Second is linestrenol, which is also called ethynylestrenol and allylestrenol. While gonanes, which are very much popularly used nowadays in a combined oral contraceptive pills, include the drug like levonorgestrel, desogestrel, norgestimate, and gestodin. Okay. Now coming to the differences of these, the progesterone derivatives means the first 4 or 5 drugs like medroxyprogesterone or hydroxyprogesterone. They are pure progesterone. Okay, they have very weaker anti-ovulatory action, and therefore they are used primarily as an adjuvant to estrogen for hormonal replacement therapy in the post-menopausal women. Remember one thing, that those who are having strong anti-ovulatory action, they are useful in contraceptive, while those which are having weaker anti-ovulatory action, they are useful in some other condition. So the progesterone derivatives are mainly useful as an adjuvant to estrogen for HRT, for preventing the risk of endometrial carcinoma, which is there due to the estrogen in postmenopausal woman. 3-10 abortion, when there is a high risk of abortion, that is called 3-10 abortion. Then endometriosis, we will see what is the endometriosis, for selective progesterone effect. Now second, 19 not testosterone derivatives, but in that older one, they are weak estrogenic, weak androgenic, but at the same time potent anti-ovulatory action. Therefore, they are primarily useful in combined contraceptive pills along with estrogen, which is mainly ethinyl estradiol use. However, newer 19 not testosterone derivatives means these are nothing but esteranes with 13 ethyl substitution, and they are called as a gonanes. They are having a more potent anti-ovulatory action as well as reduced androgenic activity, and therefore they are useful in oral contraceptive pills. And adverse effect on lipid profile and glucose tolerance, which is still there with older compounds, appear to be lacking in this newer gonanes compound. I will just repeat the name of gonanes: levonorgestrel, desogestrel, norgestimate, and gestodin. Now coming to the actions of progesterone, as we discussed earlier, progesterone is one which is favoring the pregnancy. So preparation of uterus for maintenance of pregnancy, it is a main action, and that is brought about by progesterone due to first, prevention of endometrial shedding. Okay, endometrial shedding, which actually happens in the latter half of the menstrual cycle, that is in secretory phase, that is prevented by progesterone if there is a pregnancy. Okay, then decrease in uterine motility, especially of the fallopian tube also and uterus also, and inhibition of immunological rejection of the fetus. See, anything which is antigenic or foreign to our body, it is rejected by our body, so there may be a rejection reaction. Okay, so the fetus is also foreign for our body, but that immunological rejection of fetus is inhibited by the progesterone, because progesterone depresses the T cell function and also depresses the cell mediated immunity. Now coming to the action of progesterone on uterus, it brings secretory changes in the endometrium. Okay, especially in the secretory phase after the ovulation. It causes hyperemia, increase in the blood flow, tortuosity of the glands, that endometrial glands, they become more tortuous, and increased secretion occurs, while epithelial proliferation is suppressed. Okay. It is the lack of progestational support which causes mucosal shedding during the menstruation. That is, the progesterone withdrawal is responsible mainly for the menstrual bleeding. If pregnancy happens, then what is the function of progesterone? The stroma of endometrium enlarges, glands atrophy and decreased sensitivity of myometrium to oxytocin, especially in the you can say first half of the pregnancy, because in the latter half or in the near term the myometrium should be sensitive to the oxytocin, and that is the function of estrogen. Coming to the action of progesterone on cervix, it causes a viscid, very thick, scanty, less in quantity and cellular secretion which is hostile to sperm penetration. Meaning of hostile means difficult for the sperm penetration. So progesterone makes it difficult for the sperm to penetrate. And this is the one of the action of progesterone which is useful in oral contraceptive pills. Then in case of the vagina, it causes pregnancy like changes. So leukocyte infiltration of cornified epithelium. Fourth is the breast. Proliferation of acinia in the mammary glands. Acting in concert with estrogen, it prepares the breast for lactation. So estrogen and progesterone together prepare the breast for the lactation in case of the after the delivery in case of lactating mothers. Withdrawal of these hormones after delivery causes release of prolactin from the pituitary and milk secretion starts. Okay, so after delivery obviously estrogen and progesterone level decreases, and this brings about increase in prolactin level and increase in secretion of the milk. Action of progesterone on CNS, it has a sedative effect and it can also affect the mood. Probably because of this in the pregnancy there might be a sedative effect. Then a body temperature. Progesterone causes a slight increase in the body temperature, especially 0.5 degrees Celsius in the luteal phase or secretory phase. On a respiration, if higher doses of progesterone are given, it can stimulate the respiration. While in case of the metabolism, progesterone impair the glucose tolerance. This is just like the estrogen. So diabetes may be precipitated or worsen. It raises the low density cholesterol lipoprotein, that is LDL, and it lowers the HDL cholesterol. So this is clearly harmful for the human being as it increases the LDL and decreases the HDL. So there may be the chances of atherogenesis. While micronized formulation of the progesterone, which is available by the oral route as a gelatin capsule, it does not interfere with the cholesterol and may be advantageous in terms of the cholesterol impairing effect. In case of the pituitary, administration of the progesterone during follicular phase, it suppresses the pre-ovulatory LH surge. So LH surge which is going to happen before the ovulation or which is important for ovulation, which it is suppressed by progesterone, and because of which it prevents the ovulation, and it synergizes with estrogen for this action, and that's why the estrogen and the progesterone combined oral contraceptive pills will be useful as a contraceptive, because estrogen will prevent the development of Graafian follicle and progesterone will prevent the ovulation. The Gonen 19 non-testosterone derivatives are potent anti-ovulatory drug, as we discussed earlier, levonorgestrel, desogestrel type of the Gonen drugs. Coming to the mechanism of action, progesterone receptor, which is also called the PR in short form, confined mostly to the female genital tract, breast, CNS and pituitary. So unlike estrogen, which is widely distributed, progesterone receptors are distributed very in limited organs. The mechanism is similar, that progesterone after binding to its receptor, that is a progesterone receptor, in the nucleus there is a dimerization. Okay, so two units of the progesterone receptors comes together, and progesterone response element which is present on a target gene, there occurs a transcription and the synthesis of mRNA, and from the mRNA there occurs the translation, that is a synthesis of the proteins which will carry out the further functions. There are two form A and B isoforms of the progesterone receptor, but most of the progesterone they bind with equal affinity to both the A and B isoforms. Coming to the pharmacokinetics of the progesterone, they are inactive orally because of high first pass metabolism in the liver. This is just like the natural estrogens. So mostly they are injected intramuscular as a oily solution. Whenever we have to give the natural progesterone, so we have to give them by intramuscular injection, just like natural estradiol esters. Even after an intramuscular dose, the progesterone is rapidly cleared from the plasma and has a very short half-life, that is a 5 to 7 minutes. It is degraded in the liver to a compound called pregnenolone, which is excreted in the urine as a glucuronide and sulfate conjugates. Nowadays, a micronized formulation of the progesterone, that is a natural progesterone, has been developed, which is given by oral route as a gelatin capsule. And it is claimed that it will not interfere with the lipid profile or much. While synthetic progesterones, they are orally active, they are metabolized slowly, and their T-half is equal 8 to 24 hours. Synthetic progesterone, apart from oral route, they can be given by intramuscular injection, and mostly because they are oily, there is a depot preparations of these progesterone derivatives. These are the certain preparations and the doses of progesterone. First one, progesterone itself 10 to 100 milligram intramuscular once a daily injection. Obviously, it is an oily solution or oily, and that because of that it may be painful. Hydroxyprogesterone caproate. This is the compound which is given as a depot injection in 250 to 500 milligram intramuscular injection, and it has a long half-life, so only one injection is sufficient for 2 to 14 days interval. While medroxyprogesterone caproate, it is 5 to 20 milligram OD or BD by oral route, but whenever it is given by injection as a contraceptive, which we are calling injectable contraceptive, it is given in a dose of 50 to 150 milligram, and only one injection is sufficient for 1 to 3 month interval. Okay, but we will see in the contraceptive, injectable contraceptives have a certain amount of adverse effect, and the success rate is quite lower as compared to the oral one. That's why they are less preferred as compared to the oral combined contraceptive pill or OC pill. Another progesterone derivative is a dydrogesterone. So you can see these three, they are from the progesterone derivatives. Remember that classification of synthetic progesterone. Okay, 5 to 10 milligram OD or TDS oral. Norethistron, which is a older 19 nortestosterone derivative, 5 to 10 milligram OD or BD oral, when it is useful for other purposes like HRT or for the endometriosis and other. While levonorgestrel, which is one of the gonane, it is given in a dose of 0.1 to 0.5 milligram per day, and it is this drug which is mainly useful as an oral contraceptive pill. The popular brand name is Overall for this levonorgestrel. Coming to the adverse effect of the progesterone, it causes the breast engorgement, okay, slight increase in the breast size along with the tenderness, headache, rise in the body temperature mostly to the extent of 0.5 degrees Celsius, edema, maybe because of some amount of salt and water retention, just like the estrogen. Esophageal reflux, because it can relaxes the lower esophageal sphincter, so there may be the reflux of acid from the intestine, so from the stomach into the esophagus. Acne and mood swings may occur with a higher doses. Most of the progesterone when given by intramuscular injection, they are painful because they are oily in the nature. Irregular bleeding or amenorrhea continuous can occur if we are giving the progesterone continuously. Coming to the 19 non-testosterone derivatives, they lower the plasma HDL levels, so they may promote the atherogenosis, the one which are useful in the contraceptive. Long-term use of the progesterone in HRT increases the risk of breast cancer, but there are certain controversial studies also related to this. Blood sugar may rise and the diabetes may be precipitated by long-term use of the more potent agent like levonorgestrel, which is from the gonane category. Given in the early pregnancy, progesterone can cause masculinization of the female fetus and other congenital abnormalities. Therefore, it is better to avoid the progesterone in the pregnancy from as a exogenous drug, obviously, And also the use of progesterone for the diagnosis of pregnancy is nowadays contraindicated. Now coming to the very important part, the uses of progesterone. Okay, so there are 7 to 8 uses which are there. First, as a contraceptive. So mostly it is useful as a combined pill as well as mini pill as well as post-coital pill. We will see all this in the next lecture of hormonal contraceptive. So this is the first use of progesterone. Second is a hormonal replacement therapy. Obviously for the menopausal woman, estrogen is important here, but just to prevent the risk of endometrial carcinoma due to estrogen, we are giving the progesterone for last 10 to 12 days. Third is a dysfunctional uterine bleeding. Here also progesterone is important. Estrogen have adjuvant value. Fourth is endometriosis. We will see that premenstrual syndrome or premenstrual tension, 3A10 abortion or also called habitual abortion, and endometrial carcinoma. Now directly coming to the second use, that is the HRT. As contraceptive we are going to learn in the separate lecture. So in hormonal replacement therapy, in non-hysterectomized post-menopausal woman, means in the woman where the uterus is intact, not uterus is not removed due to some any other disease or problem. Estrogen therapy is supplemented with a progesterone for 10 to 12 days each month to counteract the risk of inducing endometrial carcinoma. Okay, to prevent the risk of endometrial carcinoma, progesterone is given. Here, especially norethistérone 5 to 10 milligram in OD or BD dose can be given. Nowadays, there are the transdermal preparations are also available which contains the estrogen and the progesterone both. Okay. A progesterone derivative lacking the androgenic activity is preferred, means the progesterone derivatives only. If you remember the chemical structure or synthetic steroid progesterone classification, medroxyprogesterone, hydroxyprogesterone, but norethistérone can be given. Third use of the progesterone is a DUB, that is a dysfunctional uterine bleeding. So it is often associated with anovulatory cycles. What happens? Continued estrogenic action on endometrium, which may cause the hyperplasia without progesterone induction and withdrawal, results in incomplete sloughing, which may lead to irregular and often profuse bleeding. And there is no obvious cause for this bleeding, so it is termed as a DUB. Here, a progesterone is given in relatively larger doses, especially medroxyprogesterone acetate or norethistérone, or also called as a norethindrone, 10 to 20 milligram per day or equivalent. And once it is given, it can promptly stop the bleeding. A progestin with inherent estrogenic action is preferred. Often supplemental doses of estrogen is combined, or a combined oral contraceptive pill is given cyclically for 3 to 6 months. Means same OC pills which is given for contraceptive purpose, you can say a brand name oral type of tablet, can be used in the DUB also in the same fashion, cyclical fashion. Okay, means for the 21 days we are giving the tablet, excluding the last 2 days and first 5 days. Okay, and this can be given for 3 to 6 months. Next use of the progesterone is endometriosis. What is the meaning of endometriosis? Is presence of endometrium at ectopic sites. Now you know endometrium means the one of the inner layer of uterus. As a uterus has a layer endometrium, myometrium, and you can say perimetrium or okay. So endometrium, apart from uterus, when it is present in another female organs like fallopian tube, ovary, or sometimes in the vagina or somewhere else. Okay, so that is called endometriosis. Endometriosis give rise to the symptoms like dysmenorrhea, like the pain during the menstruation, painful pelvic swelling, which can be examined by gynecologist during the local examination, and infertility. So here continuous administration of the progesterone can induce an ovulatory stage and hypoestrogenic state. Remember, most of the problems in the female like fibroid, breast cancer or endometriosis, they are because of the more or excess of estrogen, which are called as a hyperestrogenic condition. and we have to do we have to reduce the estrogen, or we have to induce a estrogen poor environment in order to improve these conditions. So hypoestrogenic state is produced by continuous administration of the progesterone. And how? Because this suppresses the gonadotropin release, and obviously if FSH and LH are suppressed, then the estrogen is also reduced. The direct action on endometrium, it prevents the bleeding in the ectopic sites by suppressing the menstruation. So treatment for a few months with progesterone, it causes the atrophy and regression of ectopic masses. Progesterone treatment of endometriosis is a very cheap and generally well tolerated. Nowadays, initial progesterone therapy is often replaced by cyclic treatment with estrogen progesterone contraceptive pills, which can be given for 3 to 6 months. So just like the DUB, here we can give the combined oral contraceptive pill for 3 to 6 months. Apart from GnRH agonist and apart from progesterone, GnRH agonist and danazol, they are the alternatives which are used in the non-responsive cases. Also, aromatase inhibitors can be tried in the resistant cases. Next use of the progesterone is a premenstrual syndrome or tension. First, we will see what is a premenstrual syndrome or tension. Some women develop the headache, irritability, fluid retention, distension, and breast tenderness a few days preceding the menstruation. Apart from this, when the depression predominates in these symptoms, it has been called as a premenstrual dysphoric disorder. Otherwise, when the depression is not there, it may be a simple premenstrual syndrome. Now, fluoxetine and other SSRI, that is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, as you have learned in antidepressants. So these are the one of the antidepressants. They are given daily on symptom days, and they can decrease the irritability and mood changes in majority of women. If severe, this premenstrual dysphoric disorder or syndrome, it requires suppression of ovulation by combined estrogen progesterone treatment, which has to be given cyclically. Okay. Progesterones are also added to estrogen when it is useful for severe dysmenorrhea. Now coming to the next use of the progesterone, that is a threaten or habitual abortion. In most such patients, there is no progesterone deficiency, so administration of excess of hormone is of no benefit. So progesterone therapy may be considered only in those patients who have established deficiency. Recent evidence of its efficacy in preventing the premature delivery in high-risk pregnancy favors the use of progesterone in established deficiency cases. If such use is made, a pure progesterone without estrogenic or androgenic activity should be employed. So that is one of the use. So to prevent a threatened or habitual abortion, जिनमें तीसरे महीने में abortion हो जाता है, चौथे महीने, पांचवें महीने, whatever. So बहुत जल्दी abortion हो जाता है because of some known reason or unknown reason. So progesterone deficiency, if it is there, surely a progesterone should be given. And one of the last use is of the progesterone is the endometrial carcinoma, which is occurs because of excess of estrogen or hyperestrogenic condition. So progesterones are palliative in about 50% cases of advanced or metastatic endometrial carcinoma. So they are not curing it, but they can be palliative only for symptomatic relief. Okay. Yes, so this is all about the progesterone. So there are the various uses which we have seen. First, as a contraceptive. Second, for hormonal replacement therapy to supplement the estrogen, especially to prevent the risk of endometrial carcinoma. Then dysfunctional uterine bleeding, then endometriosis, then the endometrial carcinoma, and the other uses. Now coming to the anti-progestin or progesterone receptor antagonist, and the drug is mifepristone. Okay, only one drug from this category. There are other drugs also, but this is one of the popular and used more frequently. It is a 19-nor steroid with a potent competitive anti-progesterone activity. So apart from anti-progesterone activity, it has a significant anti-glucocorticoid as well as anti-androgenic activity. So it is also antagonist to the glucocorticoid receptor. That's why it is useful in the Cushing syndrome also, where there are the excess of glucocorticoids. Given during the follicular phase, its anti-progestin action results in attenuation of mid-cycle gonadotropin surge from the pituitary. So what it causes? It reduces the mid-cycle gonadotropin surge, especially LH surge, because of, and FSH also, because of which slowing of follicular development and delay or failure of ovulation. Okay. So it can be useful as a contraceptive by this purpose, and there are certain other uses we will see that. So mainly it causes slowing of follicular development and failure of ovulation. During the luteal phase, it prevents the secretory changes normally brought about by the progesterone. Later in the cycle, it blocks the progesterone support to the endometrium, unrestrains the prostaglandin release from it, and stimulates the uterine contraction, which are normally prevented by progesterone. बट मिफेप्रिस्टोन क्या करेगा? यूट्राइन कॉन्ट्रैक्शन को स्टिमुलेट करेगा प्रोजेस्टेरोन को इनहिबिट या एंटागोनाइज करके. Mifepristone also sensitizes the myometrium to the prostaglandins and induces the menstruation. And in case of the pregnancy, if implantation has occurred, it blocks the desudalization, conceptus is dislodged, fetus dislodged हो जाएगा, human chorionic gonadotropin hormone का production fall हो जाएगा, secondary luteolysis occurs, progesterone secretion decreases and cervix is softened, that can lead to the abortion. So it is one of the drug which is useful for termination of pregnancy. जब unnecessary और unwanted pregnancy रहती है तो उसको टर्मिनेट करना पड़ता है, तो दैट इज कॉल्ड टर्मिनेशन ऑफ प्रेगनेंसी और मेडिकल टर्मिनेशन ऑफ प्रेगनेंसी. उसमें मिफेप्रिस्टोन एक ड्रग यूज किया जाता है एबॉर्शन इंड्यूस करने के लिए. Mifepristone is a partial agonist and competitive antagonist at both A and B forms of the progesterone receptor. Therefore, it is also called as a progesterone receptor modulator rather than pure antagonist. Okay. Anti-glucocorticoid action of mifepristone is seen only at a high doses in Cushing syndrome. Here you can see pharmacokinetics. It is orally active, bioavailability is only 25%. It is metabolized in the liver and some enterohepatic circulation can occur. But T half is quite long, that is 20 to 36 hours. Now very important slide, that is the uses of mifepristone. The first use in the for termination of pregnancy, which is also called as a medical termination of pregnancy, which is a legally allowed under the MTP Act in India, up to 7 weeks or 49 days. Here 600 milligram as a single oral dose of mifepristone, it causes complete abortion in 60 to 85% of cases. But rather than a single tablet, there are 200 milligram tablet comes, so 3 tablets should be taken simultaneously. To improve the success rate, current recommendation is to follow it up 48 hours later by a single 400 microgram oral dose of misoprostol. Here also 200 microgram tablet comes, so 2 such a tablets should be taken. Okay, and this is having the more than 90% success rate, and this is the accepted non-surgical method of early first trimester abortion. Okay, so the MTP kit comes 3 tablets of mifepristone each 200 milligram, फॉलोड 48 आवर्स लेटर 2 दिन के बाद मिजोप्रिस्टोल जो प्रोस्टाग्लैंडिन एनालॉग है, प्रोस्टाग्लैंडिन एनालॉग है तो यूट्रस के कॉन्ट्रैक्शन बढ़ाएगा और एबॉर्शन हो जाएगा, और मिफेप्रिस्टोन भी वही कर रहा है. ओके, बट प्रोलॉन्ग ब्लीडिंग एंड फेल्ड एबॉर्शन कैन ऑकर इन सम केसेस. सेकंड यूज ऑफ द मिफेप्रिस्टोन इज अ सर्वाइकल राइपनिंग. राइपनिंग मींस फ्रूट्स के बारे में यूज किया जाता है, पकना. ओके, but here the meaning of cervical ripening is a softening of cervix, which is necessary before the delivery as well as before the labor or abortion. So 24 to 30 hours before attempting the surgical abortion or induction of labor, mifepristone 600 milligram results in the softening of cervix and the procedure is facilitated. But rather than the mifepristone, progesterone analogs like Serviprime or which is a carboprost, they are more preferred for cervical ripening. Next use of the progesterone is a post-coital contraceptive. पोस्ट-कॉइटल कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव सेपरेट टॉपिक है जो हम नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में देखेंगे कि अगर गलती से रेप हो जाता है या फिर कॉन्डम रप्चर हो जाता है और ना चाहते हुए भी प्रेगनेंसी रह जाती है, after the the couple have not taken any protection before the sexual intercourse. So after that, to prevent the pregnancy, the postcoital contraceptives can be useful, and one of the method is giving the mifepristone 600 milligram within 72 hours of sexual intercourse. So what it will do, it will interfere with implantation of the fetus and is a highly effective method of emergency contraception. Remember, this is also called as an emergency contraceptive or postcoital contraceptive because they are taken after the sexual intercourse. But this is not a routine method, and there are another methods which are there. Fourth is a once a month contraceptive. Here a mifepristone is given after the mid cycle, 2 days after the mid cycle, but the success rate of these methods are less and also experience is less. Next, use induction of labor. Again, progesterone is not useful for this purpose routinely. The logic is by blocking the relaxant action of the progesterone on uterus in early pregnancy, in the later pregnancy, mifepristone can promote the labor. ओके प्रोजेस्टेरोन क्या कर रहा है, रिलैक्स कर रहा है यूट्रस को, उसको अगर इनिबिट कर दे तो लेबर हो सकता है, तो इस वजह से हम मिफेप्रिस्टोन यूज कर सकते हैं. बट इट मे बी ट्राइड इन केसेस विद इंट्रा यूट्राइन फिटल डेथ एंड टू डिलीवर द एबनॉर्मल फिटस. जहाँ पे ऑलरेडी फिटस की डेथ हो गई है या एबनॉर्मल फिटस है, वहां पे ये मेथड यूज की जाती है. अदरवाइज इंडक्शन ऑफ लेबर के लिए मोस्टली वी आर गोइंग टू यूज द ऑक्सीटोसिन और द अदर ड्रग्स लाइक द प्रोस्टाग्लैंडिन्स. And the last use is a Cushing syndrome because of apart from anti-progesterone activity, mifepristone has an anti-glucocorticoid activity. It is a glucocorticoid receptor antagonist also. So in high doses, it can be useful in Cushing syndrome where there is excess of corticosteroids. Apart from mifepristone, there are another two drugs, onapristone, which is a pure progesterone antagonist, and gestinone, which is more efficacious in endometriosis, and these are also anti-progesterone. And the last topic or last slide from this lecture is a selective progesterone receptor modulator, that is a SPRM, and the drug is ulipristal. Just like mifepristone, it is approved as an emergency contraceptive or also called as a postcoital contraceptive. What is its mechanism of action? It inhibits the ovulation by suppressing the LH surge and by direct action on follicular rupture. So ovulation को inhibit करता है LH surge को inhibit करके. अगर उसके साथ साथ और क्या करता है, इट ऑल्सो इंटरफेयर विथ इम्प्लांटेशन. गलती से ओवुलेशन हो गया, फर्टिलाइजेशन भी हो गया, उसके बाद ये इम्प्लांटेशन को भी नहीं होने देता. सो इट इज यूजफुल एज ए इमरजेंसी और पोस्ट कॉइटल कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव. जो अदर मेथड्स है लाइक लियोनॉर्जेस्ट्रेल या मिफेप्रिस्टोन, उनसे ये ज्यादा बेनिफिशियल एक चीज में, efficacy as a 30 milligram is rated equal to that of the levonorgestrel when taken within 72 hours of intercourse and to extend for 2 more days. तो इसका एडवांटेज है, बाकी के 3 दिन के अंदर लेने पड़ते हैं आपको, ये 5 दिन तक ले सकते हैं, मीन्स 5 दिन के अंदर भी ले सकते हैं, मीन्स 120 आवर्स. The rest of all emergency or post-coital contraceptive you have to take within 72 hours. This can be taken up to 120 hours. So that is one of the advantage of ulipristal as an emergency or post-coital contraceptive. So adjuvant, if the woman misses to take the drug within the 3 days. Okay. There are certain side effects like headache, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain and menstrual delay. Okay. So this is all about the ulipristal, which is a selective progesterone receptor modulator, mifepristone, which is an anti-progesterone, and we have seen a progesterone receptor, synthetic progesterone like progesterone derivative, medroxyprogesterone acetate, hydroxyprogesterone caparate, nomegestrol, and 19 non-testosterone derivatives in that estrone and gonane like levonorgestrel, desogestrel, norgestimate. We have seen the uses of progesterone. Okay, so this is one of the important topic. So I hope that you all understood this topic. Thank you for your patience listening.